the hell out of my hand. I don't know why I lifted the lantern. I just grabbed the lantern like this and went to lift it up. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Okay.
I literally burned the hell out of my hand.
Okay.
Happy Sunday night, everybody.
What's up, John M?
Oh, I feel like this really hurts.
You poor thing. Greasy Garage is here. He says, hey, boss.
What's happening?
Everybody else left because you burned your hand.
Do you remember years and years ago, it's probably 30 years ago, I was doing an axle job on something, and I heated the nut to get it off with the torch.
Okay.
And then without thinking, I grabbed the axle and I had the splines and everything burned into my hand.
Yes, I remember
I just did it again.
What's up, Bill McKista, Fubar, Kurt Zimmerman, Mo Burns,
Sophie,
French Tech, Edsel Garage Shop, and Zugi22.
So for you guys who've been following along with Saggy,
What's saggy?
Saggy, I don't know. See, I had a stroke.
Again?
Yes, with Winnie, our border collie puppy. Saggy, I need to. Oh God. Where did that come from?
You don't know a dog's name.
I know my dog's name. For some reason, the word saggy fell out of my head. I don't know why.
Yes, saggy. You're a quarter volley, John M says.
So, for those who have been following along with the saga of Winnie, our border collie puppy. How old is she now? 16 weeks?
No. She was 4 months on the 23rd.
So she's 4
months in a week.
4 months in a week.
Yeah.
17 weeks.
17
She's
weeks.
17 weeks old. So we ran her today. We actually took her. Okay. So this is something I never knew existed until last week. Okay. I never knew this existed. You guys don't know it existed either. You guys don't know it existed either. You guys don't know that it exists either. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm having a stroke. I'm tired. I'm
Don't
just
have a
tired.
stroke.
Okay.
No, we took Winnie.
We took Winnie.
No, he's asking, did you take Maggie to the track?
No. Maggie is. We have to work on Maggie.
Yeah, she's a little reactive.
Okay, so I had no idea that this existed until last week, right? And it's called Fast Cat, right? Fastcat. So it's one word, Fast Cat, and it's time shots for dogs. It's drag racing, but one at a time, and they group them by size class, okay? And it's drag racing.
Her times are on the back of her ribbon.
I know. I'm going to get to that in a second,
Yeah.
right? So, we joined a dog club. What's the name of the dog club?
Murfreesboro Obedience Training Club.
I thought we were going for agility.
Well, they have agility.
Okay, so we joined the Murfreesboro Obedience Club.
Yeah.
Right?
MOTC.
The MOTC. So shout out to the MOTC. Really, really nice people. And as part of the membership, you have to volunteer. You have to put in like 10 hours volunteering. So
they know you're not a slacker.
They know we're not a slacker. So I volunteered to help set up for this Fast Cat thing. So I volunteered to do it before I even knew what it was. So I show up there yesterday, or day before yesterday, and I got to drill holes in the ground and put stakes in so that they create a drag strip for dogs, okay? And it even has a shutdown area. So we did that, right? Took a few hours to set up the course, and the dogs chase plastic bags. So they have a plastic bag on a line, okay? Like the line runs the entire length of the course, and then it comes back around on the outside, like a return road, okay? So,
like a return road.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And there's staging lanes and there's pits. It's like it has everything, literally everything you have at a drag strip, you have at this thing, okay? So there's a motorized deal that brings these white plastic bags out onto the track, okay? And then you hold your dog there, and when they tell you let go, you let go of the dog, it breaks the timing, breaks a beam okay, and it sets the timer. And the dog runs after these white things into the shutdown area, and somebody catches it in the shutdown area and brings it back to you.
They're like rabbits, but they're plastic bags.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they're
okay.
supposed to be like rabbits.
I had no idea this existed. Okay, so we bring Winnie this morning. Kathy, so I volunteered the other day, and Kathy volunteered for today. So I brought Winnie to this thing, and they had this thing. She's too young to fit into any of the classes, so um, they have what they call just a fun run. So it's just a time shot. So she wasn't competing.
She's doing time
She's
shots.
just making time shots. Okay, so the first one, just like in drag racing, the first one is supposed to be an easy shot, like just half track, that type of thing. And then the
Because she's a
second,
puppy.
because she's a puppy.
Yeah, she's.
And then the second one, you just send her, okay? Full send. So we did this. This was fantastic. So first run,
Tony
okay?
likes the dog racing.
Oh, this is like amazing, okay? So the first run,
She
now you have
only
to
did
understand,
half track.
the first one was half track, okay? So I had to go with her like halfway up. Oh, the track is a 16th mile long. So you used a quarter mile, eighth mile. Well, this is 16th mile for dogs. And there's like a 100-foot shutdown area. Because some of these dogs, we're going to get to those in a minute, okay? We're going to get to the Whippets in a minute. It's crazy stuff. So the first time wasn't an official time or anything like that, because I actually broke the beams with her to kind of like guide her along the way, and she didn't know what to do and this, that, and the other thing. So the first one was 38 seconds.
Zero
right?
says, "Wait, Winnie has an official time slip. That's awesome."
Okay, this is her official time. So this was just like her
Her first,
achieving getting
yeah.
to the other end. Okay, which is a big deal. Doesn't matter if
I
it's
was
a
at
car.
the other end calling her, so she knew which direction
Yeah,
to run.
it doesn't matter if it's a car or a dog. Okay, getting to the other end is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So she got to the other end, and she got this ribbon for getting to the other end. But then it was full send. Okay, now remind you, she's 17 weeks old.
She's
She's
a
never
baby.
done this before.
Yeah, she really isn't supposed to be.
Right. So Winnie, right, runs a 1279 at 15.99 miles an hour. Almost 16 miles an hour out of the dog. Now they don't give you, all they give you is the ET and the mile an hour. There's no 60 foot or anything like that. Can you see that?
Foot.
No, but there should
Hang
be.
on. Yeah, I think they can see it. It's a little blurry.
Okay. Yeah. As Ian says, fun run. Just fun run.
It's just for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she ran 1279 at 1599. Okay, so that's pretty respectable if you ask me. 17-week-old puppy, never did this before. Send her.
Prodigy, Nick Bruni says.
Okay, so
Doug
now,
Slicks are next. Yes, Gwen Nickerson.
now, you say this is like drag racing. It's more like drag racing than you could imagine, okay? Because there were probably about 40 dogs there, would you say?
At least.
50 dogs?
Yeah, at
Okay, there's
least.
about 50 dogs there, right? And it's all just a variety of dogs, okay? Bulldogs, and somebody had a Great Dane, and a bunch of like these
German Shepherds.
little yappy
and
things, okay?
Pomeranians, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're all like in the the 8-second range, the 7-second range, like that 9-second range, and like Winnie, a little bit on the slower side, okay? Because they're just regular dogs. So the other day, as I'm setting up, as I'm drilling holes, I'm putting these stakes in for this thing, I have no idea what's coming, right? They keep telling me about the Whippets, all right? And I'm like, why do these dogs need such a long shutdown area, right? Because I don't think a dog really needs 100 feet to slow down after a 300-foot ride. This is crazy, right? They're like, no, the Whippets are coming. And I'm like, what's up with that?
All of our drag racing people are laughing.
Okay, so I find out what the Whippets are. All right, so now you got to picture this. You got all of these people. They're just regular people, normal people, like just out with their pups. Run, Spot, run. Okay, and the dogs going, okay, and then the Whippet people show up. So the Whippet people, these are the top fuelers of dogs. Okay.
Somebody said Crazy 77 says top fuel dogs.
Yes, yeah, they're the top fuelers of dogs. And I am not making this up. This is like, okay, so the Whippets come with a team, okay? They come, there was like maybe 4 Whippets there, and they come like as a team, and they have all special harnesses and things, and like you could like these dogs are just they're bred just to go, right? And the people who are handling them are like everybody's like joking around, haha, look at your puppy. The Whippet people are hardcore. They're like they're
Serious.
stone faced. They're like, we're here to make some numbers, okay? And like I says, the dog's got like special harnesses. Everybody else is holding their dog on the starting line, right? And when the bags go, you let go of the dog and the dog goes running. Now, the Whippet people have this special, they hold it by the collar and under the back legs like this, okay? And then when the time comes, they let go and the dog takes off like a shot. And these things, I swear to, these things are all asses and elbows, just a blur of asses and elbows heading down the track over there, right? And they run in the fives, like they're running like 570s. I think I saw one run a 570.
Did you?
Yeah. So you got a picture like a puppy will run in the 12s, okay, and like a good healthy dog will run in like the 8s, right? These things are done in the 5s. Hardcore stuff. Fast cat racing. I'm hooked.
You're hooked.
I'm
You
hooked. I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
Okay.
I don't think I want to go all the way to Whippet because that looks like that's a.
No, you just want to enjoy the regular bracket racing style.
Well, I don't want to. Well,
We're not getting a Whippet.
I don't want to get a Whippet. I don't
No.
want to go that far.
You-
I don't
you
want to
have-
go that far. But I'm a Whippet fan. Like
Things
if you
to
tell me
do.
they're going to run the Whippets, I'm up there on the starting line watching this stuff.
Hey, Maggie, come on, Fred, let's go. Okay, so let me see. Let me read something real
Yeah.
quick. What's up, Chris? Chris says hello. For whom does the dog howl? It howls for me, Glenn Nickerson says. Let's see. Yeah, they're fast related to the Greyhounds, Turbo Whippet.
Yeah, there was a Greyhound there, but the Greyhound wasn't nearly as quick because the Whippets. So the Greyhounds have. So I start looking into this, okay, and the Greyhounds have a high top end, but they don't have the acceleration, so they give up a little bit of time. They'll run like the same mile an hour. With the Whippets run so Winnie ran. What did I say? She ran here. It's 15.99. She ran 16 miles an hour. Okay. So the Greyhounds have a higher top end. The Greyhounds run like 38 miles an hour.
Still talking
The Whippets
about
will run like 35 or 36 miles an hour. So they're a little bit back on mile an hour, but they crush it on ET because they're just go. I mean, like, and they're gone. It's just amazing. You got to see it to believe it.
Lumper says, luckily no EV dogs caught fire this week.
No, no burning dogs this week.
GH says we have 2 Whippets and they're awesome dogs.
Yeah, they looked great, but these were hardcore. I mean, everything about them was hardcore. They came in a hardcore transporter. They had hardcore crates. Their handlers are like, they're pros. Like these are pro
They whisper
people.
to them. They talk to them.
Yeah,
as they're getting them ready.
Yeah, yeah. And then they hold them a certain way, ready for them to
Yeah.
go. They stick an arm under the belly like this and hold them by the neck in a certain way. And then when the time goes, they go bang like that, and the dog's gone. It was just crazy.
There you go. We're the 60-foot times.
They don't give you a 60-foot time. All they give you is 18 mile an hour. But they should give you a 60. I don't know why they don't give you a 60.
Mopar Pollock says, look out for the new time dogs. They are real cheats.
I'm sure there are all kinds of like mutts and stuff like that you look at them and you say, nah, there's no way this thing is going to run like that. And they do. But this is my first time, so I don't really know how to spot the ringers or anything like that.
Yes, spot the ringers.
Oh, there's going to be ringers.
So what's new? Car things. Anything? Any new car things?
No, who can think of car things when my
You're
dog,
racing dogs.
my dog ran a 12, my dog's already in the 12s.
I can't wait for the trolls to catch on to this.
Fuck the trolls.
Let's see. All right. 1968 Camaro SS says, my son has an 87 Ram Charger with a 318. What would you do? Holly Sniper or modern Hemi swap?
I definitely would not go with a sniper. Do your research on that. Half of them end up coming back off again. They have issues. Well, I mean that's a big spread. Putting a sniper on a stock engine or going with a late model Hemi swap. There's a lot of ground in between that you're kind of missing with that. But I mean, if I had to choose between the two, I'd go with the Hemi swap.
Sierra says, so can we pit crew for Winnie?
Can we what?
Pit crew for Winnie.
She may need one. So
Is
her
Cold
thing
War
is
Motors in here?
what's happening, brother man. Her thing is for agility. Okay, like the
Yeah,
whole
she's going for
we're gonna try,
agility.
which is like autocross. But I like this. I
She's
like
too
this
little
fast
though.
cat.
She's not there yet. But Lily can do that, and Maggie can do it.
Yeah. See, I think Lily would be one of those sleepers, but she's got to lose some weight.
Well, yeah, she will if she runs.
Yeah. Lily's about 5 pounds overweight,
Mm.
but she's got those legs and the leg muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I think she's part rat terrier.
Yeah.
We discussed that.
When she was a puppy, we used to take her to the bark park, and she would literally outrun everything there. She would start running. She'd chase this pack of dogs, and like end up in like she'd start chasing them, get in front of them, and then run all the way around and lap them.
UTG Winnie is faster than Plan Z already.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Ari's saying MM78, you're not blocked here. No, nobody's blocked. How do you alter a dog's wheelbase? James Martin is asking.
I'm sure the Whippet people have actually looked into that. Breeding them in certain ways it's crazy. It's crazy. All asses and elbows. It's just a blur of just.
The dust was flying too because we haven't had any rain. Did you see the dust coming up as they were
With the
running?
Whippets? Yeah.
Well, there were a couple of dogs that kicked up a lot of dust. It was pretty crazy. Tony loves doggies. You can drag race. Yeah.
There was one I noticed. I watched a couple of the Whippets run. They're straight, but you watch all of the dogs. They'll vary a little bit as they're going down, chasing the white the white bags that are on that line. But there was like one Whippet that was just like just arrow straight, and I don't know what the ET was, but I'm sure there was low ET to meet.
Let's see. Can you talk about hydrazine?
What do you want to know about it?
I don't know. Wasn't specific.
Oh.
Let's see. The Aussie. Where will I find the 1969 RT Charger clock-in dash? Oof.
Oh, a tick tock tack. They reproduce those now.
Do they?
Yeah, they have for a while, but I don't know the source. Just Google tick tock tack.
Fred Gomez says everything. He wants to know everything about hydrazine.
You got to ask specific questions. I mean, it's just such a broad topic.
Nick Bruni says that sounds like a blast.
It was fun. It was fun, and she had fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We recommend you going. If you got a dog, just go take it. It doesn't have to be a special dog.
Look up Fast Cat.
Just go take your dog.
Yep. Look up Fast Cat. You'll have fun watching the other dogs run.
What's happening with the budget 318 build?
I don't know. It's all weirdness that I just don't know.
Zero says, so Winnie shirts?
You know what kills me is that we didn't. Okay, so Kathy was volunteering today, and so she didn't, and she had to go to the other end to chase her, and I had to be on the starting line with her, so we couldn't get any video.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't think to ask anybody, hey, could you shoot a video of our dog going? But
right. There was a photographer at the end, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know who she is.
Well, let's find out who she is.
So. But she's taking a picture of the dog as she's running down the track.
Well, still anything.
Yeah, anything would be good. Let's see.
We got our time slips.
Yeah, we have our time slips. So no Winnie shirts, Tony?
Isn't that great?
Winnie shirts?
Yeah, I'm so proud of her.
Are you proud? Mystery vehicle video still coming? Joe K wants to know.
Yeah, I've got lots of videos coming. I took a few days off.
Yeah.
I took a few days off from making videos. We'll be back tomorrow.
A break is good.
Yeah, I had to take well, it's not that I had to take a break. It's just circumstances led to me taking a break for a few days.
Yeah, we had some odd circumstances, right? Things come up.
What, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday was very odd.
Mm-hmm. What's up, April D? No Mexican Coke tonight?
No, you know what? I looked in the mirror. And I was like, No, 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 no more Mexican Coke.
Uh, what's up with the Viking EV guy? Oh, loser. He called him a loser, right?
Nothing. I haven't heard. I
Haven't
haven't
heard,
heard
right?
from the Muppet.
Joe K says just Mexican water.
Yes, you got to watch out for the
Yeah.
water, Mexican water. What do you call it? Montezuma's
Yeah.
Revenge. Yeah.
Sierra says help this puppy get her own farm. You're a good person. Do the right thing. Buy a shirt.
I'm gonna end up buying her a farm. I see it.
We can buy a farm.
I see it already. I see it already. I'm gonna end up with a farm.
We'll see about that. How do I start beef with the EV nuts? Rip Roaring Garage wants to know.
Oh,
You
don't
have to
start.
beef.
You don't have to start beef with them. Just go with the truth. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Let's see. What's up with the green duster? DIY wheel guy says.
It just sits back here, and I wash it once every 3 years. That's all it does.
672 E Galaxy says, hey y'all.
What's happening?
Let's see. John Gogan says, I hope Tony doesn't become one of those fancy dog breeder types that prances around whining with a trophy puff puff dog.
You know, I reinvent myself every 10 years
It's
or so.
possible, I think he's saying.
I reinvent myself every several years because honestly, I know this is the truth. I believe that if you don't reinvent yourself every few years, that you're really not living life.
Right.
You're not living the right kind of life.
Carmagin has a good shirt. Even my dog is fast. Yeah, that's a good one.
If I had fast cars, that would, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm far more interested in having a fast dog than
Sarah
having a
says
fast
this
car.
is the new Tony.
I have so little interest in fast cars. It's really not funny. I'm just running off the momentum of 30 years ago. So, although I was looking forward to. Well, I'm not even.
Yeah,
gonna
don't talk
that.
about it. Don't talk about it.
So yeah, I could see reinventing myself as a dog person. I think I have one more, right? I'm like 60. I'm 61 now, right? Maybe if I go to 63 or so, and then stop, and then just become dog person.
Is the blue Roadrunner still alive?
It's still sitting in the garage. Everything is just sitting.
Winnie Power. Yeah, that's a good one, Mopro Man. Winnie Power. Thank you all for being here. You're watching the new Tony. You're welcome, Sarah.
I could easily become a dog person. I mean, I am a dog
You're a
person, but I
dog
mean, like, dive into the dog world.
Yeah, but please don't do that. Don't dive into the dog world. No.
They're not ready for me.
You're a car person. before you're a dog person, you're a car person.
I like dogs more than I like cars.
No, you like mechanical things more than you like anything.
I love my dogs.
I know you do, but you always told me cars come first.
Until I had dogs.
You didn't want dogs a long time
I didn't want
ago.
dogs. No. But that was like 30 years ago.
Kennels and carburetors. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Try5V Killer says, did Chrysler ever go back to a body on frame after 1960? I bet Cold War Motors would know.
Did they ever go back to body on frame? No. It's older than
Ask
you
Scott from Cold War Motors.
Why would Scott know?
I don't know.
He knows early cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dive into the dog world. It is a dog poo slippery slope.
It's all the same. It's
Yeah.
all the same. Cars, dogs.
It's funny, like everything is political and
Yeah, everything's the same.
Mhm.
You know that they've got their ways of cheating. You know what I mean? They got the things that they're going to feed the dog ahead of time. You know, I'm sure somebody's got like a thumbtack or something on their hand. Go puppy, go! You know, so
Oh, they do. Yeah, they cheat.
yeah, I'm sure there's.
I know of cheating firsthand.
Do you?
I do.
Did you see any cheating today?
No, but when I used to show my dog, I had to cheat, unfortunately.
How did you cheat?
I don't want to disparage my dog, who's an American and Canadian champion. She's dead, though.
She's been dead for half a century.
Well, yeah. So my dog I used to show, my Skipper Key,
Yeah.
she was like great except she had like a little red in her black coat,
Okay.
so I had to dye her before major events.
You dyed your dog.
I did. Yeah. Just a light little tinge of a little black, so that that little tinge of red would go away. So yes, I cheated, but I was a child. I was only like 11 and 12.
Yeah, you do the same thing as an adult, though.
Would I do it as an adult now?
A little
No.
shoe polish.
I wouldn't do it now. I
Right.
mean, because I didn't know any better. I was a kid, and I was just following the program. It's Sid Ryder is laughing. Yes, I dyed my dog. But she was happy showing. She loved it. So. Just for men, just for dogs. What's the difference? It's true. Stray Bullet says, I'm shocked, Kathy.
Disappointed in her, right? I know, me too.
I was being led by adults. That's what we did.
They were pretty irresponsible adults.
Well, when it came to dogs, they were very competitive. They only became irresponsible later. Let's see. Do they bite coming out of the hole? Crazy 77 wants.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody like stumbling or anything like that. Traction isn't a problem with dogs, it seems. But you think about it, they're 4-wheel drive right off the bat. Like weight transfer isn't really an issue for them.
They're kind of built for running.
Yeah, they're built for it.
Yeah. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Yeah.
But I mean, so the dogs with the shorter legs are going to have an acceleration advantage over especially over such a short course. Like if it was an 8th-mile run, which would be a pretty long run for a dog, right? Then I think everything would be equal. But it being only 300 feet, a short dog, a short-legged dog, shorter, not like one of the dachshunds or anything, but like like for instance a greyhound compared to a whippet. I think the whippet would have the acceleration advantage over the first, let's say, 5 feet or so, because the greyhound's got a lot of long mass. It's gear ratio. It's running 456s versus 323s.
Abel D says, Tony, took my son to the Peterson Museum in LA. They have become the EV propaganda machine. The entire first floor is dedicated to their Daddy Musk's Tesla prototypes.
Yeah.
Done with the Peterson Museum.
Yeah, they're all ass clowns. Peterson and Motor Trend. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it.
You probably shouldn't talk about it.
No.
You need to be nice, Tony.
My dog's first time slips.
How about a basset hound?
If the course was 5 feet long, I think they would be hard to beat.
You guys are making me laugh my ass off tonight. That's why D Ryder.
I don't know what the funny part is, but
I can outrun my friend's Maltese Terrier. I'm 60 and 240 pounds, Tabo says.
you wouldn't be outrunning a whippet. So if you ever get a chance to watch a whippet run flat out, it's amazing. It's amazing.
At least Motor Trend is still doing gas vehicles. Oh, Motor Fraud. Sorry.
Begrudgingly. They want to see us gone.
Motor Trend Car of the Year, Renault Alliance. He's laughing. Saying ha ha ha.
It was the Roadrunner in '69.
Yeah.
Boy, have they slipped.
How is Magnanti?
No updates on Steve, which is a good sign, actually. Nothing new. But if there are any major changes, one way or the other, his sister-in-law will contact me.
Hot Rod Monza. So, do you need adjustable pan hard bar for the drag dog?
They're set up. Nature set them up perfect.
How do you shift a dog? Can't burn the clutch out. They shift themselves.
I noticed that.
Yeah?
I noticed that because like Winnie did it too.
Did she?
Yeah, she got to about half track and her pace changed.
Did it
Yeah,
faster or slower?
faster.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, she started out pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but did you? See, I don't know if you could see
I
from.
could really see from where I was
Okay,
standing. It was pretty
I
far
could see it
away.
pretty good. So she started out at a pretty good pace, like running, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got to about half track and she dropped down.
Yeah.
And when she dropped down, she really started going faster.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't see. I couldn't see where I was. I was all the way at the other end.
Yeah, it was like she was like going, and then she got down. It really started,
Digging.
and she went. But I think that's just because she didn't really know. It was her first time doing this,
Yeah.
so she didn't really know what she was up against.
Right. So, anything new in the car front?
Cars, but no, no.
No.
Wait. What is new
That's
with the
not
car
true.
front? I got my converter
Mm-hmm.
for the propane setup. So Shane Polito made me a special converter, special torque converter for this thing. And I'll explain all that in a video. So I got that part. I've just been doing little stuff on the car. I really haven't done very much the last couple of days at the shop or having to do with cars.
You were at the shop yesterday.
We were at the shop to go,
Yeah.
and then we didn't.
Good job, Uncle Tony. When is Uncle Crystal making a guest appearance?
Soon, I hope.
Yeah, soon. Let's see. Reporting Garage Tony, you made me do a video on the Giga casting. You, shake my head, laugh out loud. I want to hear what you think on that mess.
The only thing I think on that is what I said in that video. Once Giga casting becomes the norm, say goodbye to repairable cars. They're literally building throwaway cars.
What's up, Barrow's Garage?
What's happening, man?
We're talking to each other.
I don't
Can
want
we
those
do
two.
a 24-hour live, Chris Greenway?
Oh no.
No. We barely get through the 2 hours now.
Yeah,
right?
we get to the end of one of these 2-hour things, and it's just like we don't talk to each other. We just like we look at each other, we grunt and point.
I told Tony as soon as this is done, I'm gonna crash.
Me too.
Because we were up early. What's up, Franco? It's good evening,
What's happening, brother,
everyone.
man?
So Rip Roaring Girl says, yeah, I went into artistic detail on that, the Giga casting, and nobody cares. Won't lie, it demoralized me.
Yeah, So not to get like conspiracy minded or anything like that, but it looks like all of the legacy manufacturers are in a doom loop, and I think that the whole EV thing was having everybody with the short lead on. Okay, the whole world's going to convert to EV by 2030 or whatever they said, forcing the manufacturers to dump billions and billions and billions into R&D and plants and all of the money that's been spent on it for a product that the public generally doesn't want. Some people want them, and I think that's great. More power to them. And they were doing great with the Chevy Bolt. I mean, fixed a few problems with it. But I think that like I said, conspiracy-minded. It appears to me that the powers that be wanted the legacy manufacturers to commit suicide, and they did it via the EV. And the next phase is going to be completely disposable cars. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We have old stuff.
He was saying he's demoralized because nobody cares.
Yeah, well, because we're all of the older car mindset. If you're playing into our audience, nobody's going to really care. The idea, well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
When is Slaghammer coming back out? Yeehaw.
You want to tell them what happened yesterday?
I mean, you can if you want.
I'll tell them what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
He says, laugh out loud, I worry. It's all
This
right.
this has been the worst year for us for scheduling and making things happen. So we decided we were going to run out to Etheridge, which is US 43. It's actually it's not that far. It's only an hour from the house. I had been there once before, but never with a car, never with my own car. So I looked at the schedule, and they have test and tune Friday nights, and they have bracket racing, and all it says is just bracket racing on Saturday. So we couldn't get a dog sitter for Friday. I had the grandkids over and everything, so Friday was out. So Saturday we'll just go. They have bracket racing. We'll go and we'll make a couple of time shots with the car, and that's it. So we load we load the car up. We get all ready. We drive out to Etheridge. This is yesterday. It's early afternoon. Like by the time we get there,
We
and,
left pretty early.
yeah, well,
Left
it
the
was
house
about,
here about 10, I think, right?
we left here by
10:30?
10, but then we had
Yeah.
to go to the shop,
Yeah.
load the car, do all the other stuff, right? So we got there probably it was about 1 o'clock or so, and I pull in the gates, and the place is literally packed.
Packed.
There isn't a parking space. They're not even on dirt. I mean,
No.
there's hundreds and hundreds of cars there, and like so all it says on the schedule is just bracket race, right? And it doesn't say like bracket national event.
Right. Because that's the type of cars that were there.
Yes, yeah, like it was
They
it
were
was
really
it was full
serious.
house. It was real race cars doing real race car things. And I said, okay, well, fine. I'll just buy a time card from them, and I'll make a time shot. So I go to get a tech card, and it was like, when can I get a time? How long before I get a time shot? And they were like, well, it's $100 for the tech card, and you have to get it behind you can after everybody else, but it's not a time shot. You're actually in it. So I was like, you know what? This isn't worth it.
I don't want to be in it.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be in it. Wasn't bargaining for this. And it would have been if we had bought a tech card, we would not have been able to make a run for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right? That's simple. Because it was the whole universe that had to run down the track first. So I was like, let's just abort mission. And so the car is on the trailer right now, and we're going to go back Friday night for their test and tune.
Yeah. So it was kind of a day wasted.
We literally wasted a day yesterday.
But it happens. So we would have had a video footage because I took video of the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So we would have video out yesterday on that. But yeah, it just wasn't good. How much hydrazine is used per gallon of nitro? There's a specific question. Fred Gomez.
Well, okay, so it's an exciter, right? It's not mixed in like alcohol. You're not mixing it by weight, by specific gravity, and you're mixing it by volume, but it's not an exact formula. Let's just say a few drops. A few drops is enough to make it happen. Too much and it foams, where you get the vapors come off it, and that's where you have a problem. So let's say it's 3 or 4 drops per gallon, and if you're using dyed nitro, gold nitro, it'll turn blue right then and there. Because it's just a catalyst. So if you put too much, it doesn't make the fuel any more potent, but what it does is it starts fuming, and when it condenses inside the tank, you get a compound called the metazoic salt of hydrazinium acid. And that's shock sensitive. So that's where you run into a problem with the stuff.
It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Shock sensitive.
Yeah.
Chris says oxygen is an exciter as I understand it.
No, nitromethane releases oxygen as it burns, just like lithium ion.
Fred Gomez says
Battery.
thanks. Wow. Well, there you go.
Yes,
Don't make anything that's a shock sensitive fuel.
that's the problem. That's the problem with any exciters. The hydrazine was just the common one. It was relatively easy to get for a period of time. There was one guy who was a Ford racer who had, actually Franco, I'm sure, knows the story, because there was one vial of the stuff, Franco, you remember, that made its rounds. and it came from the one Ford guy, Ford guy from 1966, 1967, which I'm not going to mention his name. But it was of one vial of the stuff that actually made its rounds to a bunch of different people.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's all that counts. Is it too cold tonight for Mexican Coke, Tony? Mexican Spec.
No, I'm too fat for Mexican Coke. I've decided to lay off. Because I had been losing, I lost a couple of pounds. I was feeling svelte, you know what I mean, like a ballerina. And then I've been really pounding the Mexican Coke, saying, "Oh, well, it's real sugar." Yeah, it's sugar, but it's sugar.
It's real sugar.
So,
just eat a whole cake. It's real sugar. It's good for you.
Right. So any gains I picked up, I lost over the last few weeks.
It's no lantern lit. Yeah, show them the lantern.
Yes, the lantern is lit.
Move it over. Yeah, yes, there you go.
There you go.
Sugar cane. It isn't fattening, Mexican Spec says. It's still sugar. But you're a healthy fat, John M says.
I'm not. Listen, for my age and the way I eat, I'm not in bad shape.
Let's see. I thought Coke. No.
But I got to lay off the Mexican Cokes.
Yeah.
And the apple turnovers from Publix.
Yeah, I didn't buy them for you.
Yeah, but you've been buying them.
Yeah,
you go to the store.
Like
you come back. You got a case of Mexican Cokes and a thing of apple turnovers. And
Sorry for thinking of you.
Yeah, don't think of me anymore. You're making me fat. Every time you think of me, I get fatter.
Barrow says hydrogen burns too fast, so it's really hard to get power out of it.
Okay. So you can get power out of it through volume, because hydrogen isn't as off the top of my head, I don't know what the ratio is with air for hydrogen. So, but you can use more. You can run it super, super, super fat, and it'll light and make good power. The problem with that now is volume. So if you've got to use huge. That's the problem with hydrogen cars or hydrogen internal combustion engines, is that you got to run them so fat that it takes huge volume to cover the same mileage. So if you want to get 300 miles out of, let's say, a tank of hydrogen, it's half the vehicle. It's just a tank. That's the issue with it. Now, as far as hydrogen fuel cells go, I really don't know the specifics on that.
Let's see. Is corn syrup and everything? Unfortunately, yes. Unfinished project as a picture of a goat. Chris is in good shape for the shape I'm in. Good. Let's see. Is Ari in the house? He should be here. We saw him before. Yeah, UTG is in good shape for the shape he's in.
Considering everything I've been through,
yeah, you're not bad.
I'm really not in bad shape.
Yeah.
I'm living proof of that. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Let's see. Are you sure you are okay? I mean, a lot of people say they are, but aren't okay. Dean Stevenson says, are you sure you're okay?
What a cheerful thought, Dean.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think I'm okay.
You think you're okay?
I think I'm okay. I'm okay enough to sit here and do this.
Right.
I'm okay enough to plan on doing something tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, but I don't plan more than a few days out, and I never have. So.
Tony does look pretty good for 61, Stray Bullet says.
Thank you.
I think you do. Let's see. He would just fit a little tighter in a fox body. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm telling you, I was down to like 190, 189, 190. I was at 200, and I dropped down to 189, 190, and I'm back now up around 198.
I'm not getting you any more soda.
So I lost like 10 pounds. I gained back 8 of it.
No more soda, no more cake for you. That's it.
I got to go back on a carnivore.
Ew, no.
Say, ew, no. That's the way to do it. For me, not for you. It didn't work for you.
No. What is it behind you? Is that a Duster Cordova? What the hell is that?
It's a 74 Duster.
It's a Duster. Tony, do you use brake cleaner instead of Axe body spray? No more rice balls, what Zonda says. No, rice balls are coming Christmas.
Well, that's a once-a-year thing. That's a once-a-year thing.
Yeah, you can't eat those more than once a
No.
year. You'll kill yourself. Deep fried rice and cheese. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not exactly health food.
I know. I know.
Let's see. Is 74 the last year for that generation?
No, 76 is the last year for that generation. So you had 70 through 72. Then you have 73 through 76. And those are broken out. It really is 2 years, 73, 74 identical, and in 75, 76 they made a couple of changes.
Nick Bruni says, yes, you're doing good, brother man. Work has kept you in condition and genetics.
Thank you.
That was very nice. Bear Rose sent you $2.
Thank you.
Great video on Classic Dailies, UTG. Dig that series.
Thank you. I'm going deeper into that. You'll see tomorrow's video. Actually, tomorrow's video is going to be extremely uncharacteristic. It's going to be something that we haven't done yet. But I think there's a lot. I think it'll get a lot of wheels turning. You know, I'm not going to say anything profound, but I think it'll get a lot of wheels turning.
Speaking of what you got in the mail, are you going to show that to
Oh
everybody?
yeah. Where is it?
It's on the
I'll be right
table
back,
next
guys.
to the TV. He has to show everybody something that somebody sent him. It's really, really nice. He's gonna work on a board. Let's see. Oh, you worked them out?
Yeah. So, this was totally unexpected. Just a disclaimer, okay? Please don't send us anything. Please do not send us anything. But if you are going to send something,
Some sense.
make it as cool as this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from KJ Kylie. This is the same fellow that built the models of Slaghammer and Battle Rocket and Z. So he sent us this. This came in the mail. I was like, what the hell is this? Heavy.
It's heavy.
So it's the Thinker with a piston and rod assembly.
Yep. Turn it this way. The other way. The other way.
Yeah. I gotta get the right grip on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Rodan.
Yeah, right in.
Isn't that awesome?
Is that beautiful or what? So, thank you again.
Yeah, that's
KJ.
really amazing. Yeah, it's beautiful. You should probably not leave it there in case the dog's not
Yeah, in case the dog's
Put it
jump.
away.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him back away.
You two, you're thinking on the toilet too.
It's a stump he's sitting on.
He's sitting on a stump. It's worthy of a shirt. That's rad. Zero says to put that on a shirt. Yeah, dang, badass job. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's
KJ
beautiful. KJ Kylie.
made that.
Yes. But please don't send
Don't
us
send
stuff.
something.
Please.
Yeah, it's amazing. KJ, freaking artist, yes.
It's just amazing.
I have stuff to send you, Ari says.
Don't send it to Zero.
Send it to Zero. What is your address to send you stuff? Mexican Spec wants to know.
No. We're actively trying to get rid of things.
Yeah. we're
yeah,
cleaning
it's-
stuff out.
You know, we've honestly reached that point in life.
Stop it.
Where
What
it's
are you
like-
yelling about?
So to me, the most depressing thing in the world is an estate sale.
Oh yeah.
Okay, literally, 'cause- and I've gone to several of them, and you go bargain hunting and stuff like that. I've bought stuff in the States, but literally the most depressing thing in the world is an estate sale, and I want to make sure that when I drop dead, there's nothing to sell. Like nothing, not the lint out of my belly button, not a damn thing.
Wait,
So-
you leaving me with nothing?
Well,
Am I going first?
well, I don't know. Doesn't make any difference who goes first.
Well, you can't get rid of everything if I'm still here. If you go first.
I want to make
But
sure.
if I go, then yeah. I mean, you gotta just give it to the kids. I don't want them to clean stuff out though.
Yeah, yeah. No, when I drop that, I want I want all the cars gone. I want all the tools gone. I want everything gone. So I'm at that stage of life now where I'm trying to like clear out.
Uh oh, Tony's in trouble.
No, no, no.
No, it's just like. Oh, Franca says I went to Pete Robinson's estate sale.
Did you really?
Did you? That must have been interesting. Who's chewing on my foot? What are you doing? Stop it.
It's funny. You spend your whole life trying to gather things. You know what I mean? I want, and then you reach this, and it's like, okay, that's gotta go. That's gotta go. That's gotta go. That's gotta go.
Yeah. Let's see. To remove the butterfly when you run no choke on quarter carbs.
Yes.
What are you doing? The dogs are being weirdos. I don't know what's going on under here.
I don't either. But
I don't know.
they're not barking, so don't worry
Well,
about
they were
it.
just growling.
So yeah. So. I'll get them back in the house. Come on, hey, come on. Cookies or something?
Uncle Tony, you're only 61. I know. It's funny. Let's see. You're only 61, Tony.
Do you realize how much stuff I have?
I know. No, we do. We have too much stuff. What's up, everybody? Eric, yes. Okay, but is 61 for Uncle Tony the same as 61 for a normal person? No, it's not. He has longevity like crazy in his family. So I guess I am going first.
Probably.
Like everyone in your family is like 100 years old.
I know. They don't die. They
Tony's
just don't
parents
die.
are still alive, both of them. And your aunt and your uncle.
Yeah, she's about 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's about 100. Close to it. Yeah. So don't worry about anything.
But that's besides the point. It's just like I have random parts everywhere. I have random parts everywhere. I got them in the shed. I got them in the attic. I got them all over the shop. I got them in the garage. Random stuff that, as you're going through life, you say, well, I'm going to need these bolts. I'm going to need these brackets. I'm going to need these pieces of linkages. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need that. And I get to this age here, and I'm like, well, I don't want to build any more of that.
Yeah, well,
I've built as much as I want to build.
We're not going to really restore any other cars. If we get something else, it's going to kind of be done.
I'm not getting it.
I'm just
we
saying,
have
well,
plenty. We can just work on what we got.
Don't listen to him, everybody.
So I've got a huge amount of like just random odds and ends that I want gone because I just want them gone.
Well, no, it's because you're moving the shop.
Well, that too. I'm downsizing the shop. I'm moving into a smaller location, and I want to get rid of stuff. I have clutter. I got clutter everywhere. I don't want any more clutter. I want things neat. I want them organized.
I agree with that.
And the stuff that I keep is going to be valuable spares for the cars, the engines, and everything that I've already got.
Any feedback from the EV people on a live debate?
None.
You're moving to a smaller shop?
Yes. At the end of, what do we say now? January?
Is that when we're moving in January?
We'll be moving from this shop to the new one just about the end of January. So the reason we're moving is that when we moved into the shop that we're in now, this is 3 years ago, I had a lot of ideas. I had a lot of plans. And it had to do with other channels. It had to do with doing podcasts. It had to do with all sorts of stuff. So we moved in there, and one by one, I attempted all of these things. And you've seen all of the things that we've attempted, unfortunately. And they don't pan out. Nothing panned out. So now I'm like, okay, I've tried this, I tried that, I tried the other thing. I see that there's a repeating cycle that goes on. Every time you bring somebody into the equation, into the picture, it's a repeating cycle. They all do the same thing in different ways, but they all do the same thing. So I'm like, that's not going to work. So now for the last year, literally for the first 2 years, the shop was very active and we were using all aspects of it. But now for the last year, I'm using just that little section that you always see me shoot videos in. So I've got literally 3/4 of the shop is there's nothing going on. I've got one, two, three, four. I've got 5 offices, a big giant hallway. I've got the whole front of the place, and none of it gets used. So I'm moving into a shop that a friend of mine has a compound.
It's a compound.
He has a compound. So I'm moving.
No, it's where his business is.
It's where his business
Yeah.
is. And he's got a building there that's the same size as. So you guys know the area where the Belvedere is now. So it's where we built Slaghammer and the Junkyard Jet, and then there's where all of the benches are. So the new place is that it's that exact setup, which is what I need. So I'll be able to keep 3 cars permanently inside and have enough room for like 2 more in and out, and I've got tons of room outside for parking. So that's the plan now, just to get back to a more manageable space that I'm going to use.
Right. Yeah. Very funny, Ari. Turn it into a mechanics collective right away.
Oh, we tried, bro. We tried.
Right away, Ari.
Every single one of them, it turns out the same way.
Less money? Is it less money?
Huge. Huge.
That was another thing.
Oh, please. So it was worth it. It was worth. So when I took the place, I was like, I got fancy plans, right? So you need the facilities. If you've got fancy plans, you need fancy facilities to meet them. So I was like, okay, fine. This is the cost of doing business. But it's, well, let's put it this way. We'll be saving 3,000. Oh my God.
A lot, just a lot.
Oof.
Don't say any numbers.
Okay,
It's a lot.
I'm gonna say it. We'll be
say
saving. I'll be saving approximately
Don't say it.
$40,000 over the course of a year. Is that right? Yes. It's putting an extra $40,000 in my pocket at the end of next year. That's, I don't care who you are. That's a nice chunk of change.
Yeah. Yeah. You're saying like what? Yeah. It's a lot.
You guys have no idea how much it costs to keep one of these operations going.
Yeah. Yep. Mhm. Yep. More money for projects.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, no, there's enough money for projects right now. We don't do high dollar projects because we're not Cletus. We're not trying to do high dollar stuff. We're not trying to do high end stuff. We're trying to do stuff that the average person can relate to on a scale that the average person can use, can identify with. So I mean, if we had $1 billion to spend, we would still build cars the same types of cars the same ways because that's what we do.
Mm. You'll have more money to spend on cars, though.
I don't want any more cars. We have more
You don't
cars
want to do the
right
no
now.
prep thing?
What's that?
You don't want to do the no prep thing?
No.
No?
No. Maybe for shits and giggles every once in a while, take like Bottle Rocket.
Mm.
But no. I have no desire to go racing again.
40,000 race against Casper.
I'm ready for his rematch. Whenever he wants to go, it's up to Andy.
Did you get to the track this weekend?
We just told that story. We got there and there was just no way we were going to be able to get a run in. So we're going to go Friday night. By the time we had got to the track, it was if you run a small track or you know somebody who runs a small track, try to figure out what they're doing over there at Etheridge, because I have not seen a drag strip on a regular Sunday that packed in 30 years.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It was crazy.
Yep.
It was crazy. And it was just like the regular bracket event. There was not a single parking spot on the premises.
Nick Bruni says 40K saved for 3 years equals Winnie's farm. You're right.
That's true.
Yep. Yep. More sportsters kicking the tires, says. More
No, no, I got
sportsters.
enough. I got enough sportsters. I got enough sportsters.
Let's see.
Well, maybe one more. I do love sportsters.
One more.
Maybe one more.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like you got fancy pants and not plans. You went too big. First recalculate in the same boat right now.
I didn't go too big. I had ideas,
Right.
and in order to try those ideas, I needed the facilities to do it, and so that's what we did.
Right.
They didn't work, but they didn't. It's not that they didn't. So it's not that they didn't work because the ideas themselves weren't sound. They didn't work because of human psychology. What? Kathy's going. Don't talk about it. They didn't.
Why you tell people? I do it silently so only you see it. And then right away you tell everybody.
Because I don't want people to think that cutting that thought short was my doing.
I would hate to be in a situation with you when like there was like really something important. You know? You're nuts. Oh.
So
like if my life was on the line, I would like make you a hand signal and you'd be like, hey, she's making hand signals at me. Oh.
so this is what I found,
Mm.
without being specific, because I won't be specific.
Hey, I'm here for the content. Don't stop him. Laugh out loud.
I won't be specific, all right? But it was a reoccurring situation, and it's happened so far with, right? Should I count Wild Bill in there?
Please, sorry. That's why I'm saying, don't talk about anybody.
Okay, all
like,
right.
just don't talk about
right.
anybody.
All right.
Like,
All right. So it's happened so
let it
far.
go.
It's a repeating cycle that's happened so far with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's okay, at least 9 people. It's happened so far with at least 9 people, where as soon as they get like notoriety, as soon as they become like recognized, something happens to them, right? 10 people, okay? As soon as they get any sort of recognition, something happens, something clicks, and their ego runs amok.
But I think okay, it's not just this. I think it's like like John was talking about like his work, like where there are people that get promoted to a manager position.
And it goes to their head.
And it goes to their heads,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, like the guy that you were eating lunch with the day before is like a tyrant.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I.
Like,
Okay.
It's like a normal thing.
So that's
Yeah,
what
they
I was.
become management.
That's what I was trying to say without saying it, because
Right.
I didn't want to use that term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you
I
know
did.
what
I
I'm
was trying
talking
not to
about.
use that term, but I will. All right. So what happens is, and it's happened with all of these people, and it's repeat. It's predictable. It's freaking predictable now at this point, right? It's happened with at least 10 people that it goes to their heads. They all come in the same way. Oh man, I want to do this. This is great. Oh, this will be fun. This will be a blast. And then they start to get a little recognition, and all of a sudden it goes to their heads, and they run amok. Okay, and I don't have the capacity to deal with people who run amok, and so that's why we've had so many people come through the cycle here. But you don't know that until you actually deal with them, you know. And I'm sure there are people out there who can handle it, but I don't know who they are. I'll tell you who can handle it. People who are independently successful. Okay, so there you'll notice on this channel, there's some people I get along with great. Okay, Kiwi's one of them. Me and Kiwi get along fantastically. Dr. Art, I get along great with Dr. Art. Like we enjoy each other's company. Okay? It's a sincere thing because these people are successful on their own. Okay? Like they have their own they have their own businesses, they have their own endeavors, they have their own fields of expertise, their knowledge. They're grounded, okay? And so you can get along with them. They're good. But when you have people who, let's say, work a regular kind of they just don't get recognition. They work a regular kind of job, they do regular kind of things, and they don't get any sort of recognition. And then you put them on YouTube, and all of a sudden you've got all of these total strangers saying, "Wow, you're great! Oh, this is great! I love when you do this," and it goes right to their friggin' heads, and it's just they lose it. They lose it, and this has happened time and time and time again. So I didn't think it was going to be that severe. 11 people. 11 people. I just thought of another one. I didn't think it was going to be that severe when I moved into the shop. I figured, well, okay, 12. 12 people.
GTX Andy was all right.
Who?
GTX Andy.
Andy's great. Oh yeah,
Well,
I
he has
didn't.
his own thing.
Well, I didn't mention Andy because Andy isn't like
Yeah.
around. All right,
Yeah.
but yeah, Andy and I get along fantastic. We keep, actually him and Kathy keep touch more than I do. I'm a recluse. I really don't talk to
Well,
anybody.
he knows that you don't answer the messages.
Yeah, so
he
he
messages me
he
and then I
messages
read them
to
to
Kathy.
Tony.
Yeah, Joe GTX Andy Hansen is his name. We get along fantastically. I look forward to him, and we're going to do another project together. He's got a 68 Charger that as soon as we're in the new shop, we're going to start on that. So it's not going to be as involved as the GTX, uh, length, time wise. But as soon as we're in the new shop, we're going to start working on that. So, like I said, these are the people I get along with fantastically. But it's the ones who are just, they're just regular people. Not that we're not regular people, but we've accomplished things on our own. And we don't really need validation. Does that make any sense? But you get somebody who goes through life and they're like, they want the validation. As soon as they get the validation, they lose it. And so when we moved into the shop, I didn't think it was going to be that severe, but it turned out to be that severe.
Hmm.
So now I'm backpedaling.
It's okay.
12 people so far.
Thumper says I'm irregular people. See, I told my buddy that owns a suspension shop he can't be friends with his employees. The two levels don't mix.
It's true. It's true.
Report Garage, I don't need validation, but never accomplished anything. Laugh out loud. I joke, but otherwise I'd cry.
Dude, as long as you're happy in your own skin and your own life, that's all that counts. If like, I'm exactly. Am I any different since we started doing YouTube? Have I changed at all?
Have you changed? No.
No. Am I exactly the same as I was, let's say, when we had coffee houses or when I did fuel cars and all the other shit?
Maybe answer Buff. $2 from Bill McKiska. I don't know. I didn't see Buff's thing. Let him write again. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Hey, Buff. Kim?
Yes, Tony changed. He doesn't throw carburetors anymore.
Well, I'm talking about beyond what we do on the channel. Yeah, I've changed a lot since the first videos that we've done, as far as like how we make videos and how I because when we first started doing videos, I was really uncomfortable. I did not want to be on camera, but I forced myself into it, and we got through it. So yeah, I have changed as far as what I do on YouTube goes, but as far as like my regular life, I'm exactly the same as I was. I don't change.
Branko says, actually, you can be friends with your boss, but it's very rare.
Very rare.
Okay, Buff Del Campo. Tony.
Buff.
You got the Valiant running and driving like you wanted. Do you want us to bring the Valiant in for the turbo?
Yeah, definitely. Bring it by.
Let's see. How many nieces and nephews, Uncle T?
Just two nephews up in New York. No, New Jersey. That's it.
New Jersey. Tony's beard got grayer, and that's the only thing that's changed. If out loud, don't mean it disrespectful. A little gray. It's okay. You can use that spray stuff that you use.
You remember? I did that video.
Yeah, it's a good video.
People like, he dyes his hair. I don't dye my hair.
No, his hair really is a color. He doesn't dye his hair. Will the new shop have a lift?
No.
No. GLH. Man, didn't know what was involved in making videos until Friday when I tried to cover a local rod and custom show here in PA. Overwhelmed. It's overwhelming, right?
It's harder than it looks.
It's crazy.
It's harder than it looks.
It's crazy. Creating content is very difficult.
You have no idea.
I was doing the recipe thing. Remember? I was going to put the website up.
Yep.
And I started taking photographs of stuff. And like, it wasn't even video. It was just photographs.
And you realize, oh no,
And I
there's
was
a
like,
shadow
I
here.
can't do this all day. I have like things I have to do. It was taking me hours. Besides the fact that I had to cook it and prepare it and photograph it at all the different intervals, I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. That would be the only thing I could do.
The thing about making videos is that, like, all right, you could probably relate to this, I think. So, if you watch a video, the person, me, or whoever this video you're watching, is talking to you, right? You know, we're looking at you, right? And we're making hand motions in your direction. So, you think that we're talking directly to you, but we're not. Like, right now, I'm talking to the back of a square box with a little lens in it. You see what I'm saying? And Kathy's just in the background, like she's behind it. So it's like, it looks like I'm talking to you. If you're watching me on your TV or your phone or whatever, it's like, oh, he's talking to me. He's looking right at me. But no, I'm looking at a square box. It's like, until you get past that, you know, like where you realize that you're not talking to one person, you're talking to thousands of people, and you can't see any of them because they're represented by this lens. You know what I mean? It's really weird. It's really weird. It's hard to get past that. It's hard to get past that.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it either.
I think once you asked me to film something about the award that we got, a 100,000 award that we got from
Okay,
YouTube.
yeah.
And I was gonna film
Oh,
something.
I remember that. Yeah,
Do you remember
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
And as soon as like I put the camera on, my mind went blank. And it happens every single time. Like,
Welcome to my world.
I don't know how that works. And I was like, you know, I can't do this. There's just no way.
Well, there's that, which is disorienting in its own, okay, in its own right. But then there's the fact that, okay, so you've got your inner voice, the one that's playing in your head, that narrates the things that you're looking at, okay? You know, so you're looking at this glass, you know what I mean? And it's empty, it had water in it, like there's all of the things, the silent thoughts that you narrate to yourself. But when you make videos, you have to take those silent thoughts that you would normally narrate to yourself and tell them to this square box with a little piece of, with a lens.
Cordell B says, so we're not really friends.
On some level, we are. On some level, we are. But on others, we're not. But that throws people because they're like, well, because you're subconscious, you know. See, okay, you know, you could take man out of the cave, but you can't take the caveman out of man, right? So our subconscious sees the person talking to us on the TV or on your phone or whatever, and literally interprets that as a one-on-one communication. And so you automatically assume that you know me.
Dakota, I thought you was my uncle.
Yes, I know. I would be proud to be your uncle. I honestly would. So your subconscious, you get mind fucked every time you watch a video thinking I'm talking directly to you.
But you are.
I am, but I'm not because I have no idea who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't, you know, we go.
Cordell says, I'm unsubscribing. Can't take any more heartache.
I'm sorry.
He cheated on me. There's others. Rev Randall says.
It's it's a weird life. It's a really weird life.
Uncle for rent, Nick Bruni says. Oh, it's funny. Oh, too funny. Let's see. One car Mopar says, through YouTube, I learned there are guys in deep in Brazil rebuilding moldy old bee bodies. Oh, yeah? Max Level says, I have no uncle.
I'm your uncle. I'm your uncle.
Oh, too funny. Everyone's Uncle Joe Case.
I wish each one of you guys could trade places with me for a day or for an hour. You'd get a kick out of it for sure. But it's definitely weird. It's weird.
It is very weird. Yeah, it's just Tony's garage. Clayton's Toolbox sent you a super chat.
Thank you.
I'm using 1969 T-Bird rear drum brakes. The backing plate has a small welded-on tab that sits behind the shoe. One is broken, so I was just going to remove them. Do you know what it is for? Thanks.
Don't take anything off of a backing plate. So on the backing plate, so I'm going to use the Chrysler as an example. I can't really picture the Ford one that you're talking about, but there are like flat spots, and that's what the shoe actually like it centers itself on. Like, don't take anything off. If something fell off, add it back on, but don't take anything off.
Laugh out loud. UTG becomes TG.
Become what?
Tony's garage.
Oh.
The Frantic Gate says, whenever I script something out for one of my videos, I lose my train of thought and it goes out the window.
That's why I don't script anything. That's why I don't script anything.
Abel D says, let's do it. Let's trade places for a day. I'd love to make a video for the channel and you can homeschool my son for a day.
You don't want me teaching your kid.
No. Did you ever own a Mercury Marquis?
No.
Yeah, we did.
Driven a bunch of them. Louis Scum had one.
We owned one.
We had our Mercury.
Remember when I stole the car and I drove to the store?
Say that again now?
Remember when I didn't know how to drive?
Yeah.
And I stole the car. It was a Mercury. And
Oh,
I
you're
drove
right.
to 7-Eleven.
She's right. Yeah, we had a Mercury Marquise.
Yeah.
She's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I stole the car. I didn't know how to drive.
You were 15.
Yeah. And I took the car. I was 16.
16.
And
Yeah.
then I met the guy that I knew from high school at the 7-Eleven. And I'm like, I don't think I can get the car back. He's like, all right, I'll drive it for you. But then he ended up killing his parents.
That's the one that cut his parents' head off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they sentenced him to... They just locked him up. They put him away.
But I bought the Hemi from the parents' basement.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought that. It was one of the fuel blocks. It was a D5 block. You remember it was still in a crate?
It was in his parents' basement?
That was in his parents' basement.
How was it in his parents' basement?
When I told you the address where the house was,
Okay.
where the engine was, you says that was his address. This is maybe 2
Oh, he
years
lived
after.
on that street. He put his parents' heads in the sewer.
Right.
And that's the street that he lived on by IS-51.
Right. So that wasn't his house that we got
I
the
don't know
Hemi
if
out
it
of?
was his house. It was on that block.
Okay.
Yikes, yes. He killed his parents, yes.
Yeah.
But he drove me back and got me home.
Which I know it sounds really crazy, but that was kind of a normal thing in New York in that
He was
period of time.
schizophrenic. But, like, we really didn't know. But he was part of, like, the group of kids that I hung out with in high school. And then he snapped one day. So they put him away forever. Yeah. This is a real story, yes.
Yes.
I stole the car because I wanted to go to the deli. I didn't really steal it. It was Tony's. But I was like, I'm going to drive to the deli. It was only a couple blocks away. But I didn't know how to drive. I got to the deli. I don't know how I got to the deli.
I can't remember. I don't know why I don't remember. I remember the car now that you talk about it.
And he was there. And I'm like, Tommy, I can't get this car back home. There's no way I'm going to be able to drive this back to my house. And he was older than me and he could drive. He's like, all right, I'll drive it back for you. Get in the car. So I got in the car with him and we drove it back to the house and he walked back to the deli. And then like a little while later he killed his parents. It's not funny. It wasn't funny at the time. But this is like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So what did I get at the deli? Probably candy. Probably a Jolly Rancher.
You got to remember back then. I always had 3 or 4 cars at a time. And they were always in rotation, like constant rotation. So like there were many that I've completely forgotten about.
Yeah, we didn't have it that long.
Yeah, that's probably a car we held on for like a week.
What's on this says, that's not stealing, that's unauthorized use, no biggie.
Unauthorized use. Completely forgot about that one.
I forgot about it too. Shit, this was only 40 years ago. Oh my God. 40 years
40 years ago. 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Dude was probably like, just keep your head on. I'll take Cappy, I'll drive you home.
Just keep your head on.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It was horrible. 40 years later, it's.
Yeah, now it's funny. But,
I don't know. It's not funny. It's still not funny.
well, it's not tragic. It happened eons ago.
Kathy, have Tony say Marquise again. Marquis. Say it.
Marquise.
Marquise.
That's how it's spelled. Marquise.
Yeah. I forgot that happened. But we did have a Mercury.
We did. I had a Buick Wildcat about that time also.
Too soon, 40 years ago.
What else did we have that was... What else did we have that was like Brand X?
We had a Chevy. We had that brown Chevy.
The 71 Impala.
Yeah.
Caprice.
Mm-hmm.
Caprice. We had a couple of them.
What was the guy's name? You want to look him up? I don't want to tell you. I mean, you can look it up. You can find it. It's on the...
Staten Island Advance.
Yeah.
Tell him his name.
Tommy Camerlengo. So Thomas Camerlengo. He's in a mental institution. They didn't even put him in jail because he couldn't stand trial. So he's in a mental institution. Let's see. Stole software from a computer store. Pac-Man clone on floppy. Let's see. Marquise or Queensberry rules. Did you ever own any European cars? He's probably watching now. I don't think he's watching right now. I don't think he's
planning
watching.
his escape. Figure out he's going to get to Nashville. European cars. What European cars did we own? I can't think of...
Yeah,
well, okay, so before she came along, several Volkswagen Bugs. Several, like 4 or 5. Can you think of any European cars?
No. Well, with the Volvo?
Oh, the Volvo. Yeah, we had I guess it was a 77, 78 Volvo. There might have been 1 or 2 others in there.
That one flew into the cuckoo's nest?
That was the one that flew into the cuckoo's nest, yeah.
I own a European city bus now. Does that count? Do I get a point?
2. Especially if it's a double decker.
I saw on YouTube they still make dune buggies.
Do you remember the white 62 Dynamic 88? Doing figure eights with it next to the gas station?
Barely. You taught me how to drive stick in the duster next to the gas station in that dirt lot.
Right. Well, that same dirt lot. I had
Yeah.
that. I had a 62 Dynamic 88 with the 394.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't remember doing figure eights in that lot with that car?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
God. Let's see. I got my license in 93. 525i BMW.
I got my first license in 77. Wait, 77, 78. I got my first license in 78. And it was revoked when I got it. So instead of me getting a license in the mail, they sent me a notice saying that I had been revoked for previous unpaid tickets. So then I got my second license a year later. I changed the name, and I lost that. I don't know how long did I have that license. You actually had a copy of that.
I have it still.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I had that one for.
They wrote everything by hand on the back.
Yeah. All the violations were written by hand. I lost that one about a year after I got it, and then I didn't have a license until. God, what, about 10 years ago now? No, a little bit longer than that. Probably about 12 years ago.
So you do have a license.
It's been expired. It's been expired for like 8 years.
You just have to go there and renew it. It's not a big deal. Lazy.
I'll take the ticket if they give it to me.
Lazy. Just go.
No, I don't want to.
Oh
I need that edge. I need the edge. You think I'm joking? It's the truth.
Oh, Tony. Let's see. Rev Randall says, I want to get Dad an I-57 Chevy original wagon done right so he can enjoy it, except mid-60s 327 and interior, it's original. I'm 56 now. He has been a car guy forever, but never have we finished one.
Well, if you're buying a done car, go back and look at some of the videos that we've done on flipper cars. The ones that have come through Kiwi's shop, a couple of them came through Jim Bennett's shop. Jim was another one I got along with. Jim was a good guy. Well, we had a couple of little things, but Jim was a good guy. Yeah, if you're buying a done car, man, go over it carefully, really carefully. Good luck with it.
Let's see. Rebel with a cause.
I never had a cause. It's just rebellious.
What's a license? Tyler McIntyre says. Rev Randall says we had this for years.
Oh, we've got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's it, Tony. No more comments.
We're done?
I guess so.
I'd say I want a snack now, but I'm fat.
You are? Oh, you're not fat. You're pleasantly plump. Let's see. I own 3 vehicles without a license. Chris Greenaway says. He's talking about a movie. Pesadote 666 says, Uncle Tony, ever had a dipstick break inside the dipstick tube?
Yes.
Remove the oil pan or forget about and drive it. Cheers.
How far down did it break? Because I've had that happen, but they break close to the top. Get a tubing cutter and just cut an inch off of the top of the dipstick tube, and you should be able to pluck it out. And then when you put the new dipstick in there, just mark it. You know, if you take an inch off the tube to get the old one out, then just put a mark an inch above the full mark, and you're good to go.
Fox Body, Fox Body 5,
Fox Putty.
Fox Booty, Fox Body 5.0 Raven Black, Fox Body 5.0 Raven Black. That's his name.
Oh, nice.
Says, hello, Tony.
Hello.
I bought a 69 Falcon and cannot figure out how to fix the front wheel lean.
That's not a Raven Fox body.
No.
He's got read that again.
Oh no, I gotta find it. Hang on. Oh, hang on, I gotta find it. I gotta scroll up. Oh, where is it? I bought a 69 Falcon and cannot figure out how to fix the front wheel lean.
Fix the front wheel.
Lean.
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 Oh. Okay. So you're camber. Geez, I don't know. You may have a bent frame rail. You could have a bent frame rail, a bent control arm. I don't know. Bring it to a front end shop and let them get a look at it.
Have you tried buying a 70 Falcon? Let's see.
Yes, we had a 70 Falcon.
We did.
You remember that?
Yeah.
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 The green one. You see, there's a bunch of different cars that we have had. All right, so we talked about this before in this channel. I got her when she was 16.
What do you mean you got me?
15.
I met you when I was 15.
15. Okay. So, and I was 20, and by that point, I had already owned a couple of hundred cars. So now you were, from the time you were 16 until the time you were about, I guess it was around 23, 24. We did the numbers. We added it up.
No, I wasn't that old.
How old were you?
We were in the apartment on Huguenot Avenue.
Okay. Oh yeah, we were still in the
So
apartment.
I was like 20 when I had Anthony and 22 when I had John.
Okay, so
I was like 22. I don't think we stayed there after that.
So at about
moved.
4 years.
Yeah.
So we were together for about 4 years. How many cars
We were
did
married 4 years.
How many cars did we own in that 4-year period of time when you added it up? Do you remember?
It was 200 and something.
Yeah.
It was like 250, around 250.
Yeah. So just her and I, the first 4 years that we were together, we had 250 cars that came and went.
No, not 4 years. So I met you in 82.
Okay.
John was born in 88. Okay, so maybe a little over 4 years.
5 years. Call it 5 years. Yeah, we had 250 cars at that 5 year
Cradle robber.
period. And
Oh,
how
you get a
long
lot of
ago
shit.
was that now?
What?
How long ago was that?
What do you mean? How long ago?
Yeah, that was 35 years ago.
88.
Yeah, 35 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Dickie Farley was born in 87.
so we were at 35 years ago. We were at a count of 250 cars. That was 35 years ago. So now add the next 35 years. How many cars do you figure we've been through since then?
I don't know. Not that many. No, what we did then was we would buy one and then we'd sell it that day and go buy another one. Like, because
We
we
did
were
a lot of
sick.
that.
Yeah, like we weren't, that wasn't normal. Like, we had like a couple cars a week.
We've had, over the last 35 years, we've had at least 500 cars.
Hey, they're making fun of us because we're old.
That's okay.
Stop it.
We made it. See, that's the thing, right? You made it to old. Go ahead and make fun. We won. You've yet to accomplish this. So we've had, over the last 35 years, we've had at least 500 cars. Add that 250, so there's about 750 cars, and I had probably 200 before I met her. So I'm at about the 1,000 car mark at this point. And motorcycles.
What's up, Two Hacks?
What's happening, Jeff?
Laurel Flynn, do you know what happened to the cars that Jim Bennett was restoring when he died? There was a nice 66 two-door he was restoring for a lady.
Lots of people got screwed, and it was of no fault of Jim's.
Well,
He died. You know what I mean?
Of
He
course
didn't.
It wasn't his fault.
Jim was a very straightforward, very honest businessman, but he was not surrounded by people who had equal values. That's all I could say about that.
Basement Hemi caused the garage spirits you talked about. I'm behind. Oh, okay, you're behind. Basement Hemi. I don't think you got the Hemi from their house.
Yeah, it might have been that block.
It was that block.
That was
So
the
what
first.
was the name of the street? It was the street that ran along the.
I know, but I don't remember the name of the street. But the story behind that one was we lived in an apartment in Little Israel, right? I was the token Italian, and they, on Friday nights I used to have to do stuff for them because they couldn't touch things from Friday night to Saturday, sundown to sundown. I don't even remember the details. But at any rate, we had an apartment in Little Israel, and we always, at that point, we always had 2 or 3 cars. There's always 2 in the driveway, sometimes 3 in the driveway. There was always 1 or 2 parked out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, so we were in a studio apartment, and I bought this Hemi block out of this basement. Oh, no, 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 I'm telling the story wrong. We had gone to the swap meet.
You're Italian. Yeah, there was an area that was called Little Israel.
Yeah.
Because it was near the synagogue.
Right.
So our first apartment after we were married, we got there because it was cheap. It was a studio for like $300.
So we had gone to the spring swap meet at Englishtown. Actually, there was only 1 swap meet at that point, right? And I bought a Hemi intake manifold, right? I came home, right? And I walked in the door and she says, "What's that?" And I says, "It's a Hemi intake manifold." She says, "What are you gonna do with that? You don't have a Hemi." So I says, "Well, and I put it down on the floor next to the couch. And I says, "I'm gonna grow a Hemi from that." And like, not maybe 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, I ended up buying that block. And within 3 months, I want to say 3 months, I had a full 426 Hemi sitting in the living room next to the couch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
That was living large.
Living large?
That was living large.
I don't think so.
That was fun. That was a good period of time.
It was fun. We had nothing.
We had nothing.
Like really, we really had nothing.
We had nothing. We couldn't rub 2 nickels together.
We lived by our wits.
Completely living by our wits. But I managed to do it.
Yeah.
Determined.
Yeah.
How poor were we?
We were very poor.
How poor were we when I built that Hemi?
We were eating spaghetti every night.
Spaghetti. How about that? We couldn't afford to pay the electric bill, so I used to sneak an extension cord into my neighbor's backyard and plug in so we could watch TV.
We were kids, though.
We were kids. I was 20. She was 16.
17.
17, whatever it was. But yeah, we were that poor. We were so poor. I had a 70 Challenger, and there was my daily driver was a B5 70 Challenger, cream puff, really nice car, and her and I were on our way to the supermarket to buy. We had like $1, okay, between it. It was all we could find, and we were going to go buy a 5-pound bag of rice and a thing of bouillon cubes because that's what we were living on, and the car ran out of gas on the way to the supermarket, and my friend Rocco was coming the other way on a motorcycle, and he was like, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I ran out of gas." "Well, I'll give you a ride to the gas station." I said, "I got no money for gas. We just got money for food." I says, "You want to trade?"
Money for gas.
"I got money for gas. I got to buy food because we hadn't eaten, right?" So I says, "You want to trade?" He says, "The bike for the car?" I says, "Yeah." So right there in the middle of the street, I traded him the car for the motorcycle. So he did whatever he did to get the car home, and I put her on the back of the bike, and we ran over to the supermarket and bought a 5-pound bag of rice and a thing of bouillon cubes and made it home.
We did.
But I still built a Hemi.
Right. We were so poor. No, Mike and our best friend. No, he wasn't our best friend. He was just somebody I knew from high school. He wasn't our best friend. Oh my goodness.
Those were crazy days.
It was crazy. New York City at that time was a crazy place to live. There's a lot of crazy things going on, and you're like, oh, that's normal. Oh, okay. A lot of insanity.
Yeah. If it don't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Ed Koch's New York.
Was it Ed Koch? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Ed Koch.
Mm-hmm. Holy Chrysler, that's my dream car. Laugh out loud, good times. Do you remember that convertible Cuda that I drove to the supermarket?
Yeah.
I was driving it as my daily. Tell the story about the convertible Cuda.
So I buy this 70, it was a 71 Cuda convertible.
This
right?
is like in 1986.
Yeah, it's 383 automatic car, right? Cuda convertible. So like this is a high dollar car, right? And even then this was a high dollar car. So I buy this thing for $1,000.
It was
All right.
beautiful.
It was pristine. It was more than beautiful. It was pristine. Like
It was-
the original paint, original everything. So this is like 1984.
No, I think 86. We were in the apartment on Huguenot.
No,
86.
still
Yes.
Crafton.
No, Huguenot. You had the car you ran, the Cuda you ran over your foot with, the six pack.
That was a 71 6-pack 4-speed Cuda.
I have pictures of that.
Loaded. Shaker scoop, had the wing, elastomeric bumpers, the louvers on the back window, like literally every single option you could have on a 6-pack Cuda, this thing had. And I ran off my foot with it.
No, we were in Huguenot with the.
You're right.
Convertible.
We were in Huguenot. So that was a different one. The 71 6-pack Cuda was a different one. So I buy this car off this kid for $1,000, and it was a screaming deal because I mean at that time that was like a $5,000 car, which crazy money for us back then, right?
Hmm.
The 71 6-pack car I paid $600 for.
Yeah.
I paid the same thing for the Hemi car. I paid for the Hemi Satellite. I paid $600 for that, and I paid $600 for the 71 Hemi Super B. $600 was the magic number. So all right, I pay $1,000 for this Barracuda, and she's driving it. This is like her daily driver now. And I was driving something else. I forgot what it was. So
It was blue with a white top.
blue with a white gut. It was
interior.
B5 with a white gut, white top. Just a sweet car. Sweet, sweet car. So I bought the car. We never registered it. Okay? And back then, you get the registration. Like it was before titles. There was no title in New York at that period of time. I may be wrong about this. I may be fudging facts a little bit only because I don't remember very clearly. But the point is that we never actually registered the car. I just took a tag, a different tag, and put it on the car, which God forbid I would ever do something like that. So she's driving around with the car, and we went to register it. And the registration had already been signed in the back. So we had to track down the guy who owned the car. So it was the kid's father who actually owned the car. So I tracked him down, and I says, listen, I bought this car, but your signature is on it. He says, well, you know, my kid wasn't supposed to sell that. That was like I think he was getting a divorce or some shit like that. And the kid just sold the car out from under him. So I felt bad. So I
Gave it back.
gave it back to him.
You really didn't have to.
I didn't have to. No,
Right.
it was like, you know, but I felt bad.
Yeah. It was nice.
It was a really nice car. But look, Karma got us a YouTube channel.
Right, yeah.
40 years later.
40 years later. Okay. It's funny. We had a lot of cool stuff.
No shortage of cool stuff. We had tons of cool stuff.
Yeah. Pre-1974 in New York could be registered without a title.
Yeah, well, I don't remember what the paperwork thing was. I just remember that we couldn't register it because the signature was on there. So we had to get paperwork filled out by the person who was on there, and the kid had sold his dad's car out from under him.
That was very good of you to give it back to him.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I know. You can't keep it.
I
know.
couldn't keep it.
I remember. I was like, yeah, give it back. That says, I knew you were a good man.
That would have been an expense. Well, I mean,
There were lots of people that didn't do that to us though, because remember that lady that we were gonna buy the duster from, and we gave her $50. She had like a kid running around in a diaper. You know that she was like recently divorced or something. She lived in like Tottenville.
Not really.
We bought a duster. We gave her $50 to hold it, and then we ran out of money. And you went back and you're like, "Look, I can't take the car." And she's like, "Well, that $50 isn't mine." And we were like, "We're so poor." I don't even think we were married at that point. We were kids.
Yeah, we were kids.
Yeah, I had no money. We're digging in the seat cushions for change for coffee. Remember that? Do we have enough for 2 cups of coffee?
That was a routine. Every time we got a car, it was like right away. Seat cushions.
Look for change.
Under the seats. Oh, please.
We don't have to do that now.
But it was feast or famine though too. We weren't consistently always poor. There were times that we had like, wow,
right.
look at all the cash we got.
Yeah.
And then the next day it's like we're poor again. You know what I mean? It's like, it went both ways. You don't remember the times that you're loaded. You remember the times that you're poor.
Right. We had a lot of spaghetti.
But then at the same time, so one week we'd be eating spaghetti and trying to figure out how we're going to siphoning gas out of one car to put into another. But then the next week we're bouncing all over Manhattan eating at Randazzo's and eating Ferrara's.
Lenny's Clam Bar.
Lenny's Clam Bar. So it was like both ways. Both ways. We would be loaded one day, be poor the next. And that was just our way of life.
Yeah, but when you're young and stupid, that's what you do.
Yes. Yes.
But you were happy. Yeah.
Extremely
very
happy.
happy.
I've always been happy.
Nick Winnie says he still have those weeks.
I like those times when I'm kind of broke because it like represents a challenge. You know what I mean?
He likes to be broke.
Huh?
You like to be broke.
Yes, because it lights a fire under your ass.
That's true. It does.
Right? You notice like so this channel's been consistent now and we make good money with it. So, but I don't take any chances. I don't take any risks.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't live like that. I'm becoming very bored.
You like being poor. You have to be poor like once every like few years, right? Is that what okay, so we're gonna go into the toilet.
Let's just blow everything on a something. Let's buy something stupid that's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
So we can start off broke again.
Okay, we want to buy.
I don't know. It can't have any value.
It have any value.
It has to be something that's just like.
Yeah, being broke makes one strive. This is true.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fun though. Striving is fun. And painful, but fun.
I have not taken any risks in 5 years.
Oh, I don't know.
When was the last time I actually did something that was like, where you yelled at me, like, what the hell are you thinking?
I don't yell at you. I'm like, okay. It's time for UTG to buy a Tesla Model S.
No, I'm good.
And then you can swap a 318 in it.
I'm gonna call that guy tomorrow and try to buy that Jeep.
Who?
The one that's in the parking lot.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, that?
Yeah, because I'm gonna burn it.
Where are you gonna burn it?
I'm gonna go to the Almaville Fire Department.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a test.
Okay.
Burning it with gasoline and burning it with diesel and see if it matches up with the Luton Airport fire.
Do you think they'll let you do that?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's practice for them.
Kurt Cobain's autopsy fingerprints are for sale for $10,000. No. No, we're not buying that. Was the race with Andy a risk? Now he knew he was going to win. Broke people are nicer than rich people, Scarlet Fire says. I think they're more fun.
I gotta clarify that. I gotta make something clear though. Is that even when we were broke, we were never really broke.
How's that?
Because we always had our stash.
Well, not really. Not always.
When
No.
did we get the stash?
Later. Not in the beginning. We didn't have it.
We were in Willowbrook. We were at the apartment, the place in Little Israel when I saved that first 1,000,
Yeah.
and then Edgegrove when we made it to 10,000.
Mm.
So
Well,
we
when we were kids, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so we always saved money. We
right,
didn't, even if we didn't have money, we always managed to put like a couple dollars a day away.
yeah. So
So,
you have to understand, like when I'm talking about when we were broke, okay, and trading cars for gas and everything else, right? We had money, but it was stashed because I have this thing. Once I save something, it can never ever be spent ever. It still hasn't been spent. So we had, you have to put it then into perspective.
okay. Let's see. The story of olives. What's the most amount of money Tony has ever had in his paws at once? Let's not even discuss that. Let's see. Laugh my ass off. Tony doing a non-scientific test on the Luton airport reminds me of the towers and the chicken wire models of the World Trade Center. Oh, this is Carol Sanders. He keeps he doesn't like your tests or the things that you talk about as far as the EVs go. He disagrees.
Oh well, Carol, it's like it's well, is a guy or a girl?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Carol, Carroll. It's probably a guy.
probably a guy. Okay,
Yeah.
Carol. Um, Carol, it's like this: burning gasoline. So if you took let's say a gallon of gas and you poured it over, let's say the front corner of that car, right, the truck, and you lit it, it's going to have a characteristic fire. Okay, it's that simple. It'll have a characteristic fire. And if you repeat that and you do it with diesel, it's also going to have a characteristic fire. So comparing the fire that we get from gasoline and diesel to the pictures of the Range Rover on fire at the airport should be pretty conclusive. Scientific? No, but you don't really need to be science to see major differences in the configuration of a fire.
Tony doesn't read the emails. I look at the
I do
emails,
not read
and I
emails.
only know that he disagrees with you because he sends like maybe one or two emails a day about it,
Oh,
and I don't answer them
jeez.
because Tony's not going to answer them.
Yeah, Carol or anybody else,
Yeah,
to whom it may concern, I don't
Tony
look at
doesn't read
emails. I
emails.
don't look at private messages. I only look at text messages when I instantly recognize the number that it's coming from. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry if you tried to contact me, but I'm a neurotic recluse. I mean, that's just the way it is.
No, he just doesn't put anything on his
I
phone.
don't
He
I
doesn't
don't
have any
communicate.
email on his phone.
I don't communicate.
He doesn't have any social media on his phone,
Right.
so he doesn't see all the emails that come through.
Yeah.
And I only know because I have to go through emails, but I can't answer your questions. So
Yeah. To put it this way, right? If I was to get killed out on the road someplace, and the cops said, "Well, he's got his phone. We'll be able to figure out who he is by his phone," they couldn't. You wouldn't even by my phone. You wouldn't know who I was.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time, Tony.
Oh my God.
Neurotic. Neurotic recluse.
I am a neurotic recluse.
erotic recluse.
Neurotic. I'm a neurotic recluse. Meaning that I'm reclusive for no good reason. I could use the word paranoid recluse, but I'm not really paranoid. It's hard to explain.
Oh. Dean Stevenson says he has a lot of rich friends and they're very tight. Yeah, they are. They're tight.
That's how I got rich.
That's how they get rich. That's right. Yep. It would be so much fun if I saw my neighbors doing this. What happened to Jim Bennett's shop after he passed? It just closed down, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who would believe you if you were paranoid?
I'm not paranoid. I don't have a paranoid mode in my body, really. But I'm a recluse.
All right. No, you were good when you went out. We went to the mo party. That was good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was fine.
That was fine.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's October 28th. Checking in on your video. It's the 29th.
What video?
I don't know. Today's the 29th.
We haven't done any videos in a few days.
Boss, I used to build parking structures. Tremendous heat caused the concrete to explode.
Oh,
Zero
yeah.
says.
Yeah, but the heat focused downward. Fire, Carol, you there, Carol? Fire goes up. Okay? Fire goes up. If I was to take some lamp fluid, let's see.
Don't let the
That's
table
some
on
lamp
Don't
fluid.
light your finger on fire. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, I had some lamp fluid here. That's not enough to light. But the point is, if I was to light lamp fluid on my finger on fire, it wouldn't burn my finger, not for a good, let's say, 10 seconds or so. Because all of the heat is going up. So it's the same thing with a normal fire, gasoline, diesel, anything. The fire goes up, not down. If you look at the video of that Range Rover, the thing blowing through the ceiling, the fire is going down. It's being blown down. It doesn't happen during normal fires. That's an EV fire thing.
Let's see. Soda says your videos have been helping me so much with my 1987 Dodge Daytona 318 Motors of the channel.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Good luck with that.
I'm cooking with a Dutch oven. They use rubbing alcohol in the movies for fire. As soon as I learned that, I tried it. Why would you do that, Danny Boyd?
Because the fire goes up.
Okay. Oh, well, time is up.
Is it over already?
Yeah, it is. It's 90. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
2
glad we
hours.
had this.
Time together.
Yes. So, all right, yeah, I got to stop now because I'm all talked out. I'm all talked out, and the dogs are going nuts. They got to come out. All right, so guys, everybody who contributes super chat, thank you so much. It keeps the wheels turning. It keeps my dogs fed. It keeps us getting ribbons. So thank you. Everybody contributed just with your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally. We appreciate. We love all of you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Our mods. Ari, Fubar, Zero. I don't even know who was here tonight. I know Zero was here tonight. Ari was here tonight.
Everybody was here.
Everybody was here?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you as always. And I think that's it, right? Do you have anything to talk about? Wednesday night with Kiwi. He'll be back. He had to take last Wednesday off, but he'll be back this coming Wednesday.
Okay.
I have an uncharacteristic video we're going to do. I think it'll be out tomorrow. It's something different than we typically do. And that's it. Friday night, we're scheduled to go out with Sledgehammer.
Right.
We've got the dog sitter lined up for that.
Yep.
Car's already on the trailer, ready to go. We do have to work on the truck.
Okay.
That thing. Boom,
That-
boom, boom.
right,
Yeah.
that
Okay, we got to
noise.
figure it out. All right. So that's it. Make this stop now.
All right.
Make it stop.
Good night, everybody.
No more.